Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first day of Unit 2. So we're going to be working towards two learning targets today. Learning target 1 is identify unit labels for speed, velocity, and acceleration. Learning target 2 is explain the difference between speed, velocity, and acceleration. So your to-do list for today, step 1, you should have already completed the reading skillfully. Step 2 is watching this lecture and taking notes. Remember to be taking notes either in the virtual notebook or some other virtual way if that's the way you choose, or in a notebook at home because remember you do submit your notes. Step 3 is you're going to go to physics classroom. There's a link for step 3 there, and you're going to practice distance versus displacement. All right, so our first vocabulary word for today is position. The definition of position is the starting point or ending point of movement. A related word for position is location, and common use is the exact spot. So when you look at the picture here, you can see that A is a position and B is a position. And in this picture, we can see how far this car has traveled and in what direction. Our second vocabulary word is distance, and distance is defined as the length traveled from a start point. A related word is displacement, and the common use for distance is how far. Now, another thing I want you to make note of in your notes is that displacement is the shortest distance from the initial to the final position. So if we look over to the right here, we can see point A, position A, and position B. And so if we look at this dashed line here, we can see that the person traveled all the way around here. This is their distance. That's their length traveled from the starting point, so from A to B. The displacement is that shortest distance from the initial to the final position. Now let's talk about motion. Motion is defined as a change in position measured by distance in meters and time in seconds. A related word for motion is movement, and a common use is moving. Now make sure you make note of the units for motion, and that is meters per second. Now speed. Speed is defined as the distance traveled by an object in a given amount of time. A related word is the rate of change. Common use is how fast. And now our standard units of speed is meters per second. So make sure you make note of that. And now also make note of the equation for speed. Speed equals distance divided by time. So you can see that S stands for speed, D stands for distance, T stands for time. Now, velocity. Velocity is defined as speed in a given direction. So that could be to the north, south, east, west, and so on. A related word is rate of change of position. Common use is how fast in a certain direction. And our standard units are meters per second plus having the direction. So if we take a look at our equation here, V stands for velocity, D stands for distance, T stands for time. So our equation is velocity equals distance divided by time, and then you also have a direction. So let's take a moment to practice here. A plane is traveling at 650 miles per hour. I want you to write down whether you think that's speed or whether you think it is velocity. Once you've finished that one, let's look at our second statement here. Geese migrate south at a rate of 40 kilometers per hour. So again, write whether you think that one is speed or whether you think it is velocity. So the first statement, a plane is traveling at 650 miles per hour. That is speed. That is just how fast that plane is moving. Our second statement, geese migrate south at a rate of 40 kilometers per hour, is velocity because we have our speed right here and we also have our direction. So that is why our second one is velocity because it has speed plus a direction. All right, so make sure you've written down your notes for the day, and then you can go ahead to step 3 to have some practice with distance and displacement. Have a great day.